which is cool because I've always wanted to sit in the cockpit. And it is good to be here. I barely made it here. I'm from Kentucky, entertainment capital of the world. You guys say that? What Tim Wilson used to say all the time. And I was running late to the airport, and I was literally running, and I was so excited that when I went through the metal detector, that the alarm didn't go off. I went, woohoo! You should not celebrate when the alarm doesn't go off. Little tip for you though, when you're getting patted down by the TSA, it goes by much quicker if you go, yeah, I like that, that's nice. Oh, don't, no. That was cross line, that was dumb. I shouldn't have said that. I had to edit that out, that was too far. I missed my flight. I had to book another flight with Southwest. I never flown Southwest. Have you ever flown Southwest? Yeah. I did not know the lay of the land, man. And I get there and I go, where do I sit? And she said, you sit anywhere you want, which is cool because I've always wanted to sit in the cockpit. And little tip for you when you're getting patted down by the I feel good. I lost 20 pounds. How about that? Woo! And I get about 15 more, and I think I'll be where I want to be. And I tried everything, too. I was on Weight Watchers, I was on Jenny Craig, and she's like, get off me, Tubby. And I cut out, I was bad. He's like that Tubby joke, man. Good. That's nice. I appreciate it. What's your name? Tom. I'm glad you're here, Isaac. Thanks for coming out, brother. Oh, man. I joined a gym. How about that? I joined a gym 2 weeks ago, yeah. And my wife is like a workout fanatic. And she's like, honey, you got to confuse your muscles. When you go to the gym, you got to confuse your muscles. And I tried it. The other day, I was going to the gym, and right when I got in the parking lot, I'm like, psych! I went to Cracker Barrel, man. I confused the heck out of them. It was awesome. That's nice. A lot of stuff going on in the world, man. Thoughts and prayers for everything going on in the world. It's cray-cray. And hey, if you ever feel like you have too many friends on Facebook, just post your political viewpoints on your wall. I don't have any political viewpoints. I can't stand it, to be honest about it. I don't talk about it. And my wife, she's all upset. She has her viewpoints, I love her dearly. And she got mad at me because I wouldn't watch the debates. Like, baby, I'd rather watch the Weather Channel. At least there's a 50% chance of what they say will actually happen. We're going to lower taxes. No, you're not. I got audited 2 years ago. And the guy like, Mr. Mabe, you claim you spent $15,000 in hotel rooms last year, but you don't have the receipts. I got the towels. Not too. Right now, the big thing is illegal aliens. You can't call them that. It's undocumented citizens or something like that. Look, I don't mind the immigrants. I think they're fine folks and good people, hard workers. I just think they're a tad confused. If they want to take American jobs, they should move to India. Come on, because when's the last time you called American Express and actually spoke with American? You spoke with someone pretend to be American. Like, hello, my name is Andy. Well, hey. Well, how you doing, Andy? This is Ishfaq Muhammad from Bullitt County, Kentucky. It's good to hear your voice, Andy. And they always use those little Americana phrases that make you feel more comfortable. Like, hello, my brother from another mother. Well, hey! I didn't see that one coming, Andy. That's good stuff, man. I make a living off pulling pranks. That's what I do, and I've been doing it. Started out with a CD called Revenge on the Telemarketers, and a TV show called Mabe in America, and I was just in a movie called Natural Born Pranksters, and when the movie wrapped, we all had to go do press. And since I was the old guy, I got to do like Reader's Digest. I don't know. You know you made it when you're in the Reader's Digest. So. And the lady's like, Tom, tell us about your very first prank. Whoa, wow. Yeah, but first, 8 years old, Bullock County, Kentucky. I built a snowman out in front of our house. I spent all day in this daggone snowman. Had a hat on it, the nose, it looked like Frosty. Went to bed, woke up, somebody ran it down, they killed it with their truck or something. And I was upset, I was a kid. And I was crying, Mom came out there, she said, Tommy, baby, it's okay. I'll help you build another snowman. Like, thanks, Mom, I appreciate it. We built another snowman, went to bed, woke up, they ran it down again. And she said, Tommy, honey, won't you build a snowman in the backyard? That way they can't get to it. Like, no, Mom. The whole purpose of building a snowman is where people can see it. They can't see it in the backyard. You go in, I got this. So I built another snowman, put the hat on it, the carrot nose, rocking, man. I went to bed, and around midnight, I'm awakened by a bam! And I look outside my bedroom window. There's a pickup truck stuck in our front yard, and there's water spewing out the grill. Yeah. So I built the snowman atop the fire hydrant. Yeah. Shake and bake. Yeah. Pretty good for an 8-year-old, I tell you. It got me thinking about my next prank. I was a freshman at North Pole High School. 19, freshman. And I drove to school legally in the 8th grade. It was awesome. So, I was 13 years old, and my cousin Johnny lived 8 houses down from me. He calls me up and goes, Tommy, don't answer the door. I'm like, dude, why? He said, don't answer the door, man. I said, why? He said, they're going door to door selling stuff. I'm like, well, what are they selling? He said, home security systems. Home security? 10 minutes later, there's 2 guys walking up our front porch. My brother and I bust out the screen door wearing a ski mask. I'm holding a crock pot. I look back, he's got the cat. I'm like, really? He stole the cat. That was cool, man. I'm a diaconate at my church. Some people call it a deacon. When I'm home, I get the privilege of serving. Every other Sunday, I travel a lot. And my son's trying to pull pranks, and this is awful. It was my turn to serve, and I'm sitting there serving, and unbeknownst to me, he changes the ringtone on my cell phone. I'm sitting there just serving, and I hear, highway to hell! Oh, gee. These boys, he's got ADD really bad. Now, when I was a kid, it wasn't called ADD. It was called Tommy Needs a Spanking. Oh, yeah. A good spanking could cure chicken pox when I was a kid. That's bad. I know, that's bad. And his ADD is so bad, he'll have ADD in the middle of a joke. He's like, Dad. I said, yeah, buddy. He goes, knock, knock. Who's there? Who's where? He is a good kid, he is, I tell you. But he's doing these just awful pranks, and I'm like, buddy, I'm a clean comedian. That's what I do for a living. And I said, buddy, you stay out of the bedroom, you stay out of the bathroom, you don't curse, and you don't do a prank where you can't hug somebody afterwards, make it a good. And last, like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I was home, and my house backs up, Old Country House backs up to Old Country Road. And there was a deer that got hit and didn't quite make it. My son puts a Santa Claus suit on. goes outside, lays next to the dead deer. My wife said a school bus went by, a bunch of second graders. 7-year-old kids. I was in Chicago doing a corporate show at the Field Museum. It was a big corporate show. I was like 5 minutes away. My phone rings. My wife. She goes, "What are you doing?" So I'm getting game face on. "What's up? Everything all right?" "I'll tell you later." What? Oh, yeah. And my son, I got to tell you this. My son is obsessed with two things: NASCAR and costumes. I always have to bring in some kind of costume. And there's a place in Louisville called Caulfield's, and I'll go buy him these Halloween things or whatever. So I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Yeah, well, the cops brought Josh home." I said, "What happened? What happened? Is he okay?" "Yeah, he's okay." She said, "Well, apparently my son," she said, "You know that Grim Reaper outfit you bought him?" "Well, he put it on. He went down the street and stood in front of the funeral home and waved to people as they drove by." I'm like, "You." That's crazy, man. He's a good kid. This is awful. I work, my whole job in life is to pay bills and raise kids and bring them up right and everything. And I just work a whole lot because my industry is like this, is up and down. And we haven't been on a vacation in 8.5 years. That's how long. And we're getting ready to do something big. And last vacation, we took that Dysfunction Junction down to Orlando in a minivan my wife taught me in the vine. And I'm pretty sure the word minivan is Latin for she wears the pants in the family. So, but there, at the time we were trying to. They're practical. We were trying to have another kid because we weren't happy at the first one, and. There you go. Are you what they replaced her with? Is that what's going? These your kids?
He's mine and 30.
Okay, gotcha. Kids are expensive, man. In Kentucky, $250 a week for daycare. That's a lot of money too, a week. And look, you can't trust a daycare. True story. One time, I went to pick my kid up from daycare. They gave me the wrong kid. I got home. My wife was mad. I told you, honey, you can't trust them. So we're going down to Orlando in the minivan, and I know some girls don't check you out when you drive the minivan. They see the baby seat and the soccer ball in the back window. It's like driving a big old wedding ring. I tell you what. I don't even wear a wedding ring. I don't have to. I can tell my wife I'm going to Panama City for spring break. She's like, "I don't care. Take the minivan." So, I can't wear jewelry. I think if I get some kind of a tattoo of a wedding ring or something, I don't know. I got to do something. But, geez, I'm married for 24 years. Jeez Louise. Yeah, right? Woo-hoo. But we almost didn't make it through that vacation, though. It was me, my wife, my 94-year-old grandfather, my 17-year-old nephew, and at the time, my son was like 4 years old. And we took Pawpaw because he had the money. That's right. And a really cool parker permit. You could park anywhere, man. It was awesome, man. Yeah, get you one. And we took my nephew because his girlfriend just broke up with him. He was really down the mouth about that. He was really depressed. I was worried about it. I said, well, I told my sister, I said, I'll take him on vacation with us. And we took my 3-year-old because it's the law. There you go. It's the law. And we're driving down the highway. And boy, I hate to see my nephew's cell phone bill. Because he's texting, he's calling, "Baby, I love you. I can't live without you." And Pawpaw tried to talk to him. So I'm just driving. Pawpaw's in the back seat. John was in the back seat. He goes, "John, girls are like cars. You get yourself a hot-looking one, a slick-looking one. 3 months down the road, you realize they're a piece of junk. Unreliable, undependable. Now, your grandma, she was a Honda." Yeah, I didn't think she ever gonna die. I'm like, well, hey! Oh, jeez. He's funny. That's actually my second minivan. Anybody got a minivan? Woo! What do you got? Oh. Toyota Sienna, that's a flagship of minivan, man. DVD player? Man, that's a nice minivan. That's my second minivan. My last minivan had 183,000 miles on it, and I took it down, going to trade it in and get something like you have, something high-fluting, something like that. And I take it down there, and man, you're getting old when you look at a minivan the same way you used to look at a Corvette. That's got the sliding doors on both sides. That's a bad mamma jamma minivan, man. And the dude that was sitting, the guy was like, he's like, Tom, we'll give you $500 on your old minivan. Oh, come on, no, I drove it here. It's worth more than $500. So I take the wheels off of it and I put it in a trailer park and I built a deck around it. Yeah. I got $500 a month now, man. It's pretty cool. Sorry. So. Anyway, we're going to Hawaii here soon, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah! Woo! That's good. Got a call from the Humane Society wanting a donation. I gave him a dog. Shut up, it wasn't my dog. Come on, man. Daggone telemarketers. I had a 6-record deal with Virgin Records and then Capitol Records about to. So anyway, I had 5 CDs done. And it was time for my last CD, and I had moved to Capitol Records. And Capitol said, "Man, it's time for your obligatory CD." And I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Man, I'm burnt on this stuff. I feel silly doing these prank phone calls and whatnot." But then I remember we had my daughter. I got a daughter, by the way, going through the terrible twos, which is where she's 17. And I hate her. No, I'm teasing. I tease her. It's mutual. It's mutual. She hates me too. Yeah, she'll love me down the road when she's like 22, 23 years old, or she'll need a babysitter or something. I don't know. Well, I mean, she'll be married and proper and everything like that. But when my daughter, I remember when she was a baby, she had colic, and I was a stay-at-home dad, and every time the phone rang, it would be telemarketer waking her up. So I remember I thought about that. I said, well, I know what I'm going to do. I found out about this big telemarketing convention going on in Washington, D.C. I drive up from Louisville, and I check into the same hotel these telemarketers are staying. I find out what floors they're on, what rooms they're in. 3 o'clock in the morning, I start calling them, trying to sell them stuff. Yeah, things they could use like sleeping pills, Yeah. That's awful. I call this one telemarketer. I'm like, yeah, this is Tom down the front desk. Sorry to bother you so late. Our computer crashed. Was your wake-up call for 8 or 8:30? Yeah, that's correct, sir. It's 3 a.m. Yeah, we'll call you here in a few hours, wake you back up. Yeah, like I said, it's not my fault. Computer went down. Oh, you're here at the telemarketing convention. Yeah, we appreciate your business. We do. Yeah. Sir, calm down. So, hey, hey, buddy, you don't use that kind of language with me. Sir, yes. Yeah, the manager is here. Matter of fact, he's right here. Hold on, let me talk to him. Man, he's really upset, and he says he can't get back to sleep, and he thinks we can make it right for him. I can do that? Sir, you there? Look, I talked to the manager. I told him your concerns about getting back to sleep, and well, we usually don't do this, but here you go. Rock-a-bye, baby. Sir, don't fight it. Put your head back on the pillow. I know what I'm doing here. Take these broken wings. 10 minutes later, the real hotel manager calls me like, dude, we know who you are. Quit making the crank phone calls. We're going to kick you out of the hotel. I'm like, okay. So I finally, it's like 6:30 in the morning. I finally fall asleep. I'm laying back on my pillow. I'm awakened by all these alarms going off. Woo, woo, woo. And no lie, I get up and I look outside my hotel window. There's a video store across the street getting robbed. And I'm watching all this unfold. There's law enforcement inside the store. And they're walking up down the aisles trying to find a burglar. So I get the yellow pages out. And I find the number to the video store. And I call it up. And I see this police officer pick up the phone. And I'm like, dude, get out of there. Cops are everywhere. Yeah, meet me out back. He's out back! Run. That's funny. Thanks, man. It was awfully nice eating a good meal tonight at Texas Roadhouse there. I travel a lot, and I can't always eat great, because I'm like a trucker hauling jokes, and I hit a lot of fast food. And I hate fast food. I hate the service. I really hate. How hard is it to put a couple daggone napkins in a bag? Hey, just for kicks, tomorrow morning, go through the drive-thru at McDonald's and go, I was here last night, and I think I left my kids in the playland. Y'all see a couple kids running around this morning, y'all come in? Why they look like, sir? Like their mama? My wife can't stand the service you get to drive through. She loves it. Her idea. Came home one day. She's like, you still got that starting pistol you used back in high school when you ran track? Oh yeah, it's out in the garage. Get it, we're going McDonald's. Welcome McDonald's, can I take your order, please? Give me 2 cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, 2 large Cokes. I don't want cheese, it's fattening. Well, shut the heck up! Everything okay up there, sir? I do, I'm sorry. 2 cheeseburgers, 2 large fries, 2 large Cokes. I want Diet Coke. Look, I don't need this the first day I get out of jail. I will use this gun. You don't have the guts. So I get the starting pistol out. Yeah. Make that 1 cheeseburger. And can I get a couple extra napkins? I don't think the wrapper from the straw is gonna cut it. I was worried about doing that one. That's a little edgy. Sorry about that. You guys like having fun? Get yourself an empty bucket from the Colonel Sanders. There's more. Put a real live chicken in it. Go up to the window at KFC. Come here. Yeah, this chicken ain't done. I do that stuff too, man. I'm getting too old to do that stuff. My wife and I just celebrated a birthday, a big one, and she's struggling with getting older. She's like, things are sagging and are starting to droop. I'm like, baby, you look great. I'm talking about you. I did a push-up Thursday. I was pretty proud about that one. I went to Cracker Barrel afterwards. It was I'm trying to stay in shape. It's tough, man. I'm trying to run. Like every year we have the mini marathon, the 5K, the Derby Festival, Kentucky Derby. We have like this triple crown of running races, 3 races. And I always just try to do the mini marathon, and I always I just want to beat last year's time. That's all I want to do. But I'm getting old now, you know. And I went to the doctor, and I said, man, my knees are bothering me. He said, well, you know, spring chicken, Tom. Heck, you know. He said, just take some ibuprofen before you run the race the morning of, and you'll be all right. Okay, so morning of the race, I'm getting up, getting ready to leave. My wife goes, oh, honey, don't forget to take these. Oh, thanks, sweetie. 2 miles into the race, she gave me Tylenol PM. Yeah. That's awful. But I'm trying to be healthy because I just had a health scare over the summer. I was walking the boat ramp. I'm a boater. And I was walking the boat ramp, and I had to stop dead in my tracks. I knew if I took one more step, man, I was going to die. I just felt it. I knew. I was praying. I was like, geez, I got home. I told my wife about it. She said, call the doctor. I called the doctor. He said, come in tomorrow. So he went in. He said, you feeling okay now? I said, yeah. So he checked. He said, man, Tom, something doesn't sound right. I'm going to send you to a cardiologist. I said, want me to just make an appointment in the way? He said, nah, I'm going to send you right now. So he sends over. They put me in this treadmill, and they put all these wires on my chest, and I'm there on the treadmill, and I'm like, you got to stop. I'm going to pass out. No, sir, we got to get your heart rate up. And I go, no, you understand? I'm going to die. And I get off the treadmill. I back into the doctor. The guy's younger than me. He's a dude. And you don't want your heart doctor calling you dude. You go, dude, you got blockage. So I don't know how much blockage you got, but we're going to do a heart cath in the morning. We'll just fix it right then and there. And I fretted this heart cath all night long. I never had one. They go through your femur artery and all that stuff. And a pain scale 1 through 10, if you ever have to have this test, -1. You can't feel nothing. And so he's doing the heart cath. He goes, Tom, you got the heart of an 18-year-old boy. I said, I don't smoke. I don't drink beer like I did in college. He said, all right, man, go home and follow up with your primary care physician next week or something, but you're good. I went home. He failed to tell me that you're supposed to lie still for 8 hours after a heart cath. I went home, cut the grass, played the dogs, painted the bathroom. And I got what they call a pseudoaneurysm. Have rushed by ambulance to the hospital. They had to do this emergency surgery. It gets infected. I'm in the hospital for 11 days. And my doctor's like, Tom, while you're here, we won't find out what's wrong with you. Tested my lungs, fine. Tested my, thought I was having some kind of esophageal spasm. Tested my stomach for diverticulitis. No. Turns out, I've got extreme sleep apnea. Have you heard of that before? But my insurance won't cover that CPAP machine. So I kid you not, every night, I got to duct tape a leaf blower to my face. All right, well, I'm gonna play a little guitar for y'all here. Let's see if, It's kind of an anniversary for me tonight. 1 year ago today, I decided to stop drinking. How about that? I know, it lasts about a week. Don't applaud. But I'm teasing. You laughed too hard at that one, buddy. Boy, I remember in college, I don't condone this, but boy, I used to drink. I used to measure everything in beer. Cut my grass, 4 beers. My house and church, 2 beers. It's just not good. I lost it. So I won't go there, but I don't drink anymore. Not like I used to. So do y'all know who Katy Perry is? My wife, this is embarrassing. My wife is the president of the Katy Perry Facebook fan page. She runs it. She's the admin for the Katy Perry Facebook page. She's like an Uber fan. I'm like, and we're in the minivan, and she's singing this song, you know, Last Friday Night. Have you heard that song, Last Friday Night? Oh, it's about these girls going out just doing ungodly things they shouldn't be doing. And I'm watching her. I'm like, what are you doing? Turn that off. So you know what we did last Friday night? It threw me off. There's a toddler in my bed. There's a CPAP on my head. Stack of bills that overdue. Got a kid in private school. I've been eating fiber bars because they keep me regular. Next door neighbor is a nurse. Is this a Mo or something worse? enlarged prostate, my body aches, I'm old. Oh well, I got 4-inch hairs growing out of my ears and nose. Man, last Friday night, we went to Chick-fil-A, then we went to Walgreens, and I got a flu shot. Last Friday night, we got the oil change in the Honda Odyssey, rented Toy Story 3. Last Friday night, walked the dog in the dark, messed in the neighbor's yard. I pretend to pick it up. You ever done that? You're walking your dog, oh man, I forgot the grocery bag, man, what's going on? And you know Bob's looking out his window there. The imaginary bag like you're building. My best friend in the world is named Jimbo. We've been best friends of 8. He'll come over tomorrow. He's the kind of guy who's like, hey man, I'm come over help you move. You pull your minivan up. He's like, just pop the wheel off that Toyota. I think you got a bad rotor. I mean, he's that guy. But his luck is awful. He can't find the right job, can't find the right girl, and he's so negative. And I'm like, I don't try to get religious on him. I said, man, dude, ye shall have faith. Come on, just keep, the universe is a mirror. Whatever you think is going to come by. I'm just trying to get on his wavelength because he's got the worst luck in the world. But it all changed recently, and I wrote a song for him. Here he goes. Rock bottom in an ocean of debt. Out of a job and over his head. Now he told the bank about his bad luck. They helped him on his feet by taking his truck. He prayed every night for a miracle. Now all his prayers were answered just a week or so ago. I guess good things just happen. The good people, Cause he slipped and fell at a Walmart. He's physically okay, but bless his heart, his lawyer says he shakes when he sees a shopping cart. Things are going well since he slipped and fell at a Walmart. Whoa, prices are falling. So is he. Now he won the redneck lottery. He slipped and fell at a Walmart. He's moving out from the trailer park. He bought a brand new car, one that always starts. He slipped and fell at a Walmart. Thank you. Woo-hoo. Y'all shop at Walmart? How about Sam's Club? You shop at Sam's Club? I don't like Sam's Club. I think it's morbid. I'm gonna buy a 500-pound bag of dog food at Sam's Club. My dog is 18 years old. I didn't want that kind of commitment. This is awful. You don't see old people shopping at Sam's Club. Yeah, old people bought a half gallon of milk, you know what I'm saying? My papa will call me, Tommy, come get me, take me to the grocery. I gotta buy an egg. My grandpa is still with us. He's 101 years old. And he's in a nursing home for active seniors. And I'll take the kids over there. And he knows I'm a comic, and he's on the computer. He's on the internet. He calls it the interwebs. I'm on the interwebs. And he gets these jokes off the computer. He tries to pass them off to me like they're his own jokes. So I'm over there with the kids the other day, and my son's being a smart aleck. He's like, Papa, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, dude. It's not cool. He said, Tommy, I got a joke. I go, oh, please, let it be clean, let it be clean. My daughter had one of her little friends with her. He said, hey, 2 little boys outside of an operating room getting ready to have surgery. And one little boy said, "Hey, man, what you haven't done?" He said, "I'm getting my tonsils taken out." He said, "Oh, man, have my tonsils taken out? All the ice cream you can eat for a week." He said, "What you haven't done?" He said, "I'm getting circumcised." Dude, I had that done when I was born, and I couldn't walk for a year. Is that crossing the line? I got another show to do. I don't know. Wow. Growing up, I don't want to leave without you guys knowing a little bit about me. Growing up, I never knew my dad. I never met my father. And the only thing I knew about him is what my older brother told me. Apparently, he was an astronaut. In the Civil War. My mom raised 3 of us by herself, and you got a whole new respect for your single mom when you have your own kids. There's 2 of us raising our kids, and my son, he's hyper. He ran 7 miles the other day, never left the couch. I'm like, "Hey." I'm like, "Dude, God gave you lots of energy, didn't he?" He's like, "Well," he's just all the way on. So, anyway, but my grandpa kind of was my dad growing up, and oh, by the way, I blink my eyes a lot. I'm not doing drugs. I got Tourette's. So that's true. I didn't even know I had Tourette's. You know how I found out I had Tourette's? I went to an auction. I was buying everything, man. That was Oh, jeez. It's true. And my son, he's got the verbal tics, the verbal Tourette's, and then, boy, it is tough. It is tough. But you do what you do. So anyway, I want to wrap up my show with I know my grandfather is on the last chapter of his life, and hey, what a great life. What 101 years old, And God's been good to us and to him and everything. And I love you guys. Thanks for coming out and supporting live comedy and stuff. So he's not doing that great, so I want to dedicate a serious song for our Welcome Grandpa. He lost his hearing, he lost his teeth, lost his mind, can barely see, lost all control of his bladder, but none of that really matters. Because the one thing he hasn't lost is his driver's license. So drive, Grandpa, drive. Pay no attention to the one-way sign. Life in prison for you will fly by. Drive, Grandpa.